What makes an ammunition caliber truly misunderstood? We are counting down 7 widely known calibers where popular myths and cultural baggage have buried the facts. From handgun rounds wrapped in stopping power lore to rifle cartridges confused by labeling shortcuts to one entry, so overgeneralized it tops the list. Each ranking reflects how far perception has drifted from reality. The countdown begins with a cartridge most people underestimate before ever firing it. In the 7th place, the .22 long rifle is one of the oldest standardized cartridges still in use, tracing its design to 1887. Developed for basic marksmanship and small game hunting, it serves as the foundation for civilian training. The round generates a minimal 0.3 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, offering excellent control. Logistically, it holds a clear advantage, representing the highest ammunition capacity by weight among the 7 featured calibers. 100 rounds weigh just a quarter kilogram and occupy less than 0.05 of a liter of space. While critics dismiss the round as too weak for survival, this overlooks its practicality for training and pest control. Safe handling, secure storage, and structured instruction are essential when utilizing this foundational rimfire cartridge. Number 6. The 9mm Luger, engineered by Georg Luger in 1902, transitioned from a 20th century military sidearm to the most widely produced civilian handgun cartridge in the world. While annual production exceeds 300 million rounds, its reputation is often flattened by the myth that smaller diameter automatically equates to insufficient performance. This narrative intensified after the 1986 FBI Miami shootout, prompting a temporary shift toward larger calibers. However, subsequent wound ballistics research found that modern loads deliver comparable terminal performance to larger rounds while retaining clear advantages. Operating with a light 0.7 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, the cartridge offers superior controllability and higher magazine capacity. This balance of shootability and capacity has made it the standard for compact defensive platforms, showing why proper training and recoil management matter far more than raw bullet size. Number 5. The .45 ACP, designed by John Browning in 1904, carries a century of cultural weight. It entered service with the Colt M1911 pistol, securing a stable civilian presence. Its reputation as an absolute one-shot stopper stems from the 1904 Thompson-Lagarde tests, which used live cattle and human cadavers to recommend a minimum .45 caliber. Modern ballistics research shows that shot placement and bullet expansion are far more critical than raw diameter, correcting the myth of guaranteed instant stoppage. Operating with a noticeably heavier 1.1 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, the cartridge requires structured training to manage effectively, rather than reliance on service nostalgia. For those who own this platform, safe handling, secure storage, and strict adherence to local regulations are essential for responsible use. Number 4. The 7.62 by 39mm intermediate cartridge represents a Soviet wartime development, engineered in late 1943 to bridge the gap between pistol and full-power rifle rounds. It entered formal service with the AK-47 in 1949, then gained global visibility. In civilian markets, familiarity grew through surplus imports, budget semi-automatics, and ongoing foreign production, which sustained its availability after the Cold War. Its reputation remains heavily shaped by Cold War association and misleading shorthand labels. This feeds the persistent myth that all 7.62 calibers are interchangeable. In reality, this round is completely distinct in case dimensions, cartridge length, and chamber pressure from the larger .308 Winchester or 7.62 NATO, making cross-use impossible. Generating a moderate 0.6 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, it offers more physical push than lighter intermediate options, but remains highly controllable for shooters who utilize proper technique. Responsible ownership relies on understanding these technical limits, seeking professional instruction, and practicing secure storage. Number 3. The .223 Remington and 5.56 by 45 mm NATO cartridges share identical external profiles but hide significant internal variations. Originating in the late 1950s alongside the development of the AR-15 and the military M16 rifle lineage, this caliber represents one of the most common centerfire rifle options in the civilian market. It populates semi-automatic sporting platforms, bolt actions, and varmint-oriented rifles alike. The core misunderstanding centers on interchangeability. Standard pressure point 223. Remington operates at a maximum average pressure of 55,000 pounds per square inch. The military 5.56 NATO cartridge operates at approximately 58,000 pounds per square inch and requires a chamber with a 0.125-inch longer throat. Firing a 5.56 NATO cartridge in a .223 chamber can restrict the bullet, driving pressures past 65,000 pounds per square inch and risking catastrophic case failure. Generating a light 0.5 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, it is among the easiest rifle calibers on the list to control. Responsible ownership relies on verifying exact chamber markings, practicing secure storage, and seeking professional training. In second place, the .308 Winchester and 7.62 by 51 mm NATO caliber family. Introduced commercially in 1952 via the Winchester catalog, with military standardization following in 1954 after the T65 E5 experimental trials. This cartridge serves as a staple for bolt-action platforms like the Remington Model 700, long-range precision setups, and semi-automatic configurations. A persistent myth labels this round as absolute overkill for civilian use, a stereotype that flattens a highly versatile cartridge into a single caricature. While it delivers a significant physical step up from lighter intermediate options, generating a heavy but manageable 1.2 newton-seconds of recoil impulse, modern stock ergonomics and recoil-absorbing actions keep the push highly controllable. The real challenge of this heavy caliber is logistical rather than shootability. 100 rounds weigh approximately 4 kilograms, imposing a significant transportation and storage burden that shapes long-term planning. Evaluating this platform requires moving past online hype to focus on real-world ballistic physics and individual capability. For those utilizing this round, safe handling, secure lock storage, and formal marksmanship instruction are far more important than caliber nostalgia, ensuring full compliance with local regulations. And finally, in first place, the 12-gauge shotgun. This platform represents the most widespread overgeneralization in civilian shooting, rooted in the idea that a single chambering offers a universal solution. Originating as a standard smoothbore option in the mid-19th century, the caliber saw its operating pressures formalized by the United States Ordnance Department in 1887. Today, standard specifications cap maximum average pressure at 11,500 pounds per square inch. While highly versatile across hunting, pest control, and sport shooting, the central misunderstanding lies in treating birdshot, buckshot, and slugs as interchangeable solutions. The belief that a single load handles every task ignores differences in pattern spread, effective reach, and terminal physics. Slugs deliver concentrated energy for large game, but lack the multi-projectile coverage of buckshot at close range. Furthermore, recoil is not a fixed variable. A light target load produces roughly 18 foot-pounds of energy, while heavy magnum shells can exceed 35 foot-pounds, generating a physical push equivalent to a heavy hunting rifle. This variance yields a recoil impulse between 1.0 and 1.3 newton-seconds. Logistically, The cartridge demands significant physical resources. 100 shells weigh 4.5 kilograms and occupy 2 full liters of space, representing a massive storage footprint compared to smaller cartridges. Understanding these shifting dynamics is far more valuable than relying on simplistic survival advice. For any shotgun owner, formal training, secure storage practices, and strict adherence to local laws are essential for safe, responsible operation. Across these 7 calibers, one truth emerges. Reputation rarely matches reality. Popular myths consistently distort ballistics, logistics, and utility. Responsible ownership relies on objective facts, secure storage, and professional training, not internet hype. Which caliber's history surprised you most? Let us know in the comments.